welcome back to my channel. This is the one and only Tessa Holt, and I am joined today by
Jonathan Jeans.
This is the father of our child,
Taylor Marcia Holt Jeans, which are pretty self.
So obviously me and Taylor took a trip to Dallas because I wanted her to spend time with her dad, and then so happened I just happened to hang out with them today, but they'll have their time tomorrow. So what are your thoughts on, like, we're going to talk about, we're trying to normalize like co-parenting, blended family, all that. I think in the Black community, it's not normalized. It's just, hey, why? I think it's more so versus. It's like they say, because they wear baby mama versus baby daddy, which we do use the mother of my child, the father of my child. Okay, Jeans, tell me your thoughts on the whole ordeal.
To be honest, it's normal, right? Like, I mean, it's a thing that can be done, right? And we've obviously been co-parenting from Texas to Georgia.
Yeah.
And so, and it's worked very well. Like, with me traveling to Georgia, her traveling to Texas and everything like that, like, if you're committed to it, it truly can be done. And the most important thing is being committed to your child. And we both are absolutely committed to Taylor. Therefore, it makes it that much easier. You got your stumbling blocks and your speed bumps or whatever that will come and go. But the most important thing that we never lost sight of is the fact that, this little lady who obviously looks like both of us is most important. And her happiness and her life and her experience as she goes throughout life is extremely important. And, I think once you keep focus on that, it truly makes it work.
Facts, right, Tay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm more so happy that it happened sooner than later. Taylor is 3. And for some people, it happens like when people turn 18 or 15 or whatever. But I'm more so like happy that it happened now. And obviously, I'm always going to like thank my boyfriend because honestly, I was stubborn. I'm stubborn and prideful. I was like, no, like this is what he wanted. This is what he get. And, for someone to say no, like really ask him what his, because Jeans, he travels a lot, Jonathan. His name is Jonathan. I call him Jeans. He travels a lot. So with his job, he's traveling ever so often. So it's never a time where, even if he said he won't 4th weekends, he may be like, dang, I got to travel 4th weekends. Can I come earlier? And me, being the stubborn person I am, no, you chose 4th weekend. That's what you're going to get. So,
So thank you.
Thanks, Dorian.
For sure. Thank you,
Dorian. Yeah, so we just can't, and that's really hard, like our relationship, childship, it happened because I literally was like, hey, like we need to talk. And he was like, what's going on? I know every time I say we need to talk, I know he always thinks, oh shoot. He always, I know every time we talk, he always thinks like it's something serious, something that happened, or I'm taking him back to court, whatever it may be. But it was just like, hey, like tell me your schedule for each month, and then we can, we'll figure something out to where you come see Taylor. So now we're just on a whole thing as to we work off his schedule, which is cool. So this month I was like, hey, like I've never been to Dallas, Taylor never been to Dallas, but I wanted her to be able to be around her dad and her grandfather, and she probably got some cousins here, somewhere around here, but to be like, all right, cool, like, let's do this co-parenting and let's make it work, like, we'll come up there to you, and me, I get some me time because I'm with her 24/7, so the fact that I could be like, okay, go with your dad, I'm gonna have some me time, that's just the big thing about it. So
and what I like too is like she's actually in my house, so like we're not in a hotel right now. We stay in the same hotel every time I visit Atlanta because I like that consistency for her. But the beautiful thing is like it's different having her in my home right now, and I really like that aspect of it too.
Yeah, and I want her to get very familiar as to, because she's like you said, she's so used to like my daddy's house is a hotel, but it's like no, dad comes in for work and dad comes in to visit and he stays in a hotel. So therefore I want her to get familiar with where he lives. Okay, this is dad's home, this is dad's place, like not thinking that her dad lives in a hotel, like no, like he has a whole house or whatever. So that was the thing. So we're here trying to really like normalize blended families, co-parenting and all that, and I'm like so blessed that it happened now than later on in her life. And more so, it could have been me being, because I'm stubborn, I'm prideful, you know this, like you just like, oh, she's just so, you feel like sometimes you can't get to me, so you don't like ask me things or whatever. But more so, it's always about growth. So this is our growth. And like I be like, I came here and I was like, oh, it looks all homey in here. Like when I first met him, like I was just like, okay, have you been in a relationship? Because it's some luck you've been in a relationship. But it's growth. It's growth for both of us on both ends. So yeah.
It works. If you want it to work, it works.
It does
That's
work.
most important.
It does work. And me, I'm more so like I'm in a relationship now, and I want him to find happiness and find true love and find Taylor a bonus mom, as I always say. Like I just want that for my child, because it's really good to have a 2-parent household instead of just being like, I'm just always with dad. You get what I'm saying? So I'm for like finding her a bonus mom. And yeah, I'm gonna be watching for you little chicks, like trying to sneak up in here. But no, I'm real easy. I'm real easy. So yeah, I just want him to find love and happiness and just be happy. Like as much as people say, yeah, I'm happy with my child, at the end of the day, you still yearn for that different type of happiness, that different type of love. So I'm always prayerful. Like me and Taylor say prayers every night for him. So yeah, that's just what we do.
I pray for them too. Like, I mean, it's most important. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, Taylor's gonna need her mom every step of the way.
And most importantly, is going to need her dad, because every female needs their father in their life. And it was funny because we've been through court, we've been through all of that. We've been through all of that.
Right.
So, when the judge started reading off the statistics of a daughter having, or a child in general having a father in their life, like, you read off the statistics, like, dang, like, yeah, you gotta be there. Like,
you really need it. Like, I mean, the stats were crazy too. Like, so Google them for sure. Like, I mean, to see what happens. And, there are a lot of homes with mothers in them, but they're fatherless. And that's why it's painful. It hurts a lot of times, and it's very draining to travel the way I do and to get on flights. But at the end of the day, you do it because you know what you're doing it for, and you make it work because you know what you're making it for. And you answer the FaceTime calls, and you call the FaceTime calls after being like tired at the end of the day, because you know what you're doing it for. Like, she needs me no matter if I'm whether I was in Atlanta or in wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in Utah, whatever, California, anywhere, when I'm traveling, like, it's most important that she sees her dad and she has both of her parents in her life, for sure.
And I think for me, it was just time to, because me, as much as I'm stubborn, as much as you say, oh, somebody take you through something, it's like, okay, you have to really look within yourself. Like, even my thing is like, no complaints, all solutions 2021. So my thing was, okay, like Taylor Dash he travels a lot to Atlanta, pays like for car rental and all that and food and stuff, even with Taylor. But it's like, okay, how can I make this conducive for both of us, and how can I make this easy for both of us? It's like, hey, I was like, hey, we gonna come to Dallas, because I've never been to Dallas. Taylor's never been to Dallas. So it's like, all right, let's like meet in the middle. Where, yeah, he's traveled so much to Atlanta and have spent so much money. I know he'd be like, I want to see my money. But, like, that's just hard when you're paying child support. Then you got to pay a hotel. And then you got to pay a rental fee. Then you got to pay an air flight or whatever. It's just like, all right, like, I'm not even trying to make it that hard for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to meet you in the middle as far as, okay, well, we can come to Dallas every other. We can, like, flip-flop. Because I want my me time, too. I want to drop her off and be like, okay, let me have my me time. But it's like just being a team for Taylor. Like, he used to always say Team Taylor, and I used to be like, whatever. Like, team, you ain't for Team
like
Taylor, but now it is Team Taylor, because at the end of the day, she get to see her dad, and I get to have my me time. But it's like me, I've never been to Dallas, so I get to explore Dallas. So it's like always like meeting in the middle. It's always really seeing as being co-parents. It's always really seeing what's in the best of the child, not what we had going on in our previous relationship or whatever happened. It's like, okay, then we have a child now. So at the end of the day, no matter what we got going on, no matter if we're mad at each other, it's like, no, it's about Taylor. Like, it's definitely Team Taylor. So that's the thing I always say. Like, I'm blessed that it happened sooner than later, and I'm more so blessed that I was able to reach out and be like, all right, what's your schedule? Just tell me your schedule. Whenever you can come in town, just come in town. You get what I'm saying? Because that makes it more easier for you to work around your schedule as far as, damn, like, you could be fourth weekend. He wanted fourth weekend, and he could have been like, dang, I got to travel to Utah. I got to travel to Vegas. Like, I got a job. So I don't want to counsel my child, but at the end of the day, like, I get it. Like, you still have to make a way for your child. You got to make, you know what I mean? Like, you're making money to send to your child. So I can't be selfish and be like, well, that's what you chose. Like, it is what it is. That's what you chose. That's what you wanted. So it's more the thing is, like, women are, like me, I don't think I've ever been a bitter baby mama. That's what they say, bitter baby mama. I think I'm more so just, I'm always going to want what's best for Taylor. And at times you're going to see that me being a mom year round, it's like I need my break. And at the end of the day, I'm real big on, I've had my dad in my life for, how old am I? 30 years. My parents been married for 35 years, 36 years. But it's like you see what that, like, having my dad in my life was like a big impact. So I'm like, I want Taylor dad to be in her life and have that big impact, which he's been for since day one. We just had our differences of being stubborn and prideful and whatever. Like, okay, you gonna do this, and nah, you gonna do this. It's like, okay, let's put that pride to the side. Yeah. That's all we did. Put the pride to the side for the sake of her. And now she's like, I love mommy. I love daddy. And I'm always talking about daddy. Like, oh, you can go see daddy this weekend. This and that, you know. So it's like I'm normalizing not being the bitter baby mama. I'm normalizing co-parenting. I'm normalizing the blended family. Because at the end of the day, I know he knows I'm going to get married one day. I know he's going to get married one day. And I want him to have a great bonus mom for Taylor. So, yeah, that's where we at. That's where we at. So it's all, like I always say, prayer works. And you don't have to be bitter. Like, mothers, at the end of the day, whatever went on with you and that father in your relationship, whether it was whatever kind of abuse you felt like you had or whatever, like at the end of the day, like, it's about that child. And some fathers are great fathers and they're just not great companions. Like, it can go like that. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, like, I just want to normalize, like, fathers being in their child's life and, you know, just always being a team, whoever your child is, hashtag, we are Team Taylor. And we always want what's best for Taylor. And me being the mom and being the primary custodian of Taylor physically, it's like I want her dad to be in her life just like my dad was in my life. And yes, Taylor's going to have a bonus dad, which I'm dating somebody who is awesome. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? Awesome bonus dad. But at the end of the day, like, Taylor knows her dad. And Taylor loves her dad genuinely and unconditionally. So, yeah. That's just where we were. What's she at, these restaurants?
Yeah, she had to pee.
The diva. So, yeah, that's just our spiel. And I was like, let me get on here and let me just do, because people honestly, people don't know who Taylor's dad is. Because obviously when we broke up, I was like, block. But she looks like her dad. He can't deny her. I'm sorry. He can't deny her. She may have my eyes, but she looks like her dad. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, it takes work. I mean, and I think, like, sometimes that work comes with a guide too. So, you know, like, the court was a guide for it. And like, I mean, after court, what we did, we walked over, we was like, yo, we done? Like, hugged.
Right. We did at the end.
And we instantly went to go get Taylor, and we had dinner, like, right after it was over or whatever. So, you know, I mean, sometimes you need that guide. That's not always a bad ending to stuff. And, you know, I'm just glad, like, now we're through it. So the next, like, however long till we go to glory, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be in it to win it for her little self, and that's most important to me. Is making sure. But
then the guide too, we don't even go by the guide.
No.
We just like, yeah, this is our guide, but we don't even go by the guide, because I always, like, I'm gonna text Taylor and I'm like, hey, like, I'm putting her here, I'm putting her there. What do you think? Like, I'm always gonna have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know many females get very, and that's because females want to be with the male as far as, oh, well, I'm going to hold the baby over your head. Like, I just never been that type of person. I think in the beginning I was more upset because you took me to court. Mm-hmm. So I filed child support and he took me to court.
But somebody wasn't answering my phone calls. So, you know, the screening calls and stuff. But I mean, like, you know, you think, like, that, you know, I'm glad everything's ironed out. We don't follow it like that, but, like, initially, you just never know. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's emotions run high, especially like after, you know, like you get out of a relationship with a person and you have a child with a person. It's like, okay, all right, we both emotional, we both trying to figure this out, and there's a whole lot going on. You were being a mom, new mom,
Right.
had to step out of your career to do that,
Yeah.
and I had to modify things in my life and my career to make sure I was the dad I wanted to be and need to be. And so, you know, like, you just don't know what the right path is, and there's no manual to go by for this. Like, so I mean, like, court works for some people, court doesn't work. Like, I mean, sitting at the table talking works for some people it doesn't work for. I mean, like, going to a bar having a drink with some people works, it doesn't
Right.
work for some. So,
Which I feel like now we look back on it though, we're like, damn, like we
Right.
really went through court and spent all these thousands
bruh,
of
give my
dollars.
money
like,
back.
Right, like did we really have to
Yeah.
take that? But like you said, like me, I'm a type of person like I needed a judge to tell me, hey, this is how it's gonna be, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Then here trying to go through mediation and be like, no, I'm not. I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'll see you in court. See you in court. Like you said, your judge is like,